healthy living, that aspirin alert, and the growing trend among a lot of people of taking a small aspirin, low dose, every day to prevent heart attacks and strokes. Well, today, the Journal of the American Medical Association raised a red flag, saying the risk of bleeding, even from low-dose aspirin every day, is greater than they thought. And ABC's Dr. Richard Besser is here to explain what this means. This was a big study, Rich.
This is big. You know, we've known for years that aspirin can cause bleeding. But here they looked at hundreds of thousands of people who were on low-dose aspirin because they had risk factors for heart disease like high blood pressure, high cholesterol. And they found that the risk of bleeding was 5 times as great as we originally thought. Now here's why that matters. Say you took 10,000 people with risk factors for heart disease and you put them on low-dose aspirin, you would prevent about 7 heart attacks. Not a lot. But at the same time, you would see 5 people with serious bleeds. It could be a stroke, it could be a bleeding into their intestines. And that's not a great trade-off. It's very different if you take 10,000 people who've had a heart attack. There you're going to prevent about 250 heart attacks. And
okay,
that's
so
big.
If you've not had a heart attack, the trade-off is not great. And I confess I'm one of those who decide, oh, why not? Can't hurt you. But the bleeding is serious.
That's right. You know, this is a real medication. Unless you have had a heart attack or serious heart disease, it's not a great trade-off.
And tell me how this bleeding works.
So aspirin does 2 things. It can directly irritate your stomach and cause bleeding, and then it prevents that bleeding from stopping. You know, take a look at this. This is the normal situation. If you have a little nick in a blood vessel, the platelets come together with proteins in your blood and form a nice, strong clot. Okay, but if you put aspirin on board, the situation is very different. Those platelets don't come together well. That clot is going to be weak and leaky, and that blood can leak into your brain or into your intestine, and that can be deadly.
So this new study going to change the recommendation of doctors?
Well, I think it will. You know, if you've had a heart attack, continue taking that baby aspirin. It's not going to change that. But everyone else, I want to send you back to your doctor to talk about this, because it's not so clear, that trade-off anymore.
Yes, it's so common we forget it's a drug.
That's right.
It is a drug. Okay, thank you so much, Rich.